Welcome back into the Pig Trail Show, and welcome to another Arkansas football recruiting report. Jacob Morris and Otis Kirk with you, as always, joined by a very special guest today, 2027 athlete Greydon Howell. Greydon, thanks so much for joining the show.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me on here. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
of course. Greydon, you're an interesting case. We were talking about this a little bit before hopping on. You know, a 2027 target for the Hogs, a 2027 target for a lot of different teams, but that's because you're about as versatile as it gets. A lot of schools targeting you at different positions. Talk a little bit about that versatility for you, all of the different positions you can play.
So I play QB for my school ball team and my 7-on-7 team, but I've been offered from quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and also defensive back. So it's been crazy, different positions.
All the above. You can play a bunch of different positions, but to
Yes,
your
sir.
point, like we were talking about, for you, I know you're undecided right now about what position you want to pursue. For you, right, it's about fit and how each school is going to potentially use you.
Yes, sir. I really want to see how they use that, position, and if they develop that position really well, so that if that'll give me a better opportunity at the next level.
You obviously offered by Coach Petrino when you came to Arkansas, and talk through that process. What was that like to get a scholarship offer from that guy who's coached the likes of Lamar and all the above? What was that experience like for you?
So when I found out he was coming to our school to watch me throw, I was really nervous. I was texting my 7-on-7 coach. I was like, man, he's coached them great. So I'm kind of scared. And then I was talking to my school ball coach. I was like, man, I can't be looking like no scrub. I gotta lock in this whole week, make sure I'm doing good. So it's a blessing to be offered by him because he's just coached, I mean, like you said, Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick, like players who I feel like play the same as me. He's coached them. So I know he's a really good coach of what I do.
You comped there with 2 quarterbacks with Lamar and Mike Vick, right? Guys that when you think dual threat ability, those are the top 2 at the list. You know, you led obviously, Broken Bow in passing, but also rushing as well. Talk about that dual threat ability, what you're able to do on the ground as a quarterback as well.
I'm really looking for it to pass the ball, and I want to give my other players the opportunity to make a play, and then if I have to, then I'll get out there and run, or if the play calls for me, I'll get out there and run. But my main priority is to pass the ball. I'm not just a running quarterback. I can throw the ball too.
Absolutely, a real throwing ability too. You know, obviously, part of the athleticism you bring to the field is because you play so many different sports. You're a very talented basketball player as well. The first thing that pops up whenever you go to any of your recruiting profiles is you throwing down. You know, slams as well. You got some
Uh,
ability on the court. Talk about your ability to play basketball as well, and maybe how that helps you on the football field.
so yes, playing basketball to me, it's helped me with the footwork
Yeah.
ability, and so a bunch of I feel like a bunch of football players can play basketball just by the way they move and stuff. I feel like not a bunch of basketball players can play football, if that makes sense, because it's different, honestly. And it's helped me with my footwork and reading everything. It's really helped a lot.
I'll hop back in with a few more, but Otis, I'll turn it over to you.
When you came to camp up here, Graden, you were one of the elite athletes at the camp. How many positions did you play at that camp?
I played two. I threw the ball as a quarterback and I also ran some routes for a wide receiver look.
Did you get any feedback that day from Bobby or anyone else?
Uh, they told me that the ball pops out of my hands and that also I'm a natural receiver at the same time too.
Do you what position do you play in baseball? Because I know you're very good at baseball too. You got those highlights of hitting the ball and everything running. I know you can run.
Yes, sir. I play center field and also pitch.
That's a surprise playing center field. The way you run, I knew
Uh,
that's what I knew you were
yeah,
going to
yes,
say
sir.
that. I meant that sarcastically when I said surprise. Uh, you also you play a little bit of softball in the summer too, don't you?
Yes, sir. I played a slow pitch softball. I played in left field there. That's where it's
Yeah.
easy getting hit.
He got second place the other night, guys. He played till midnight, and we were talking about that. Graden can do it all, man. He plays all the sports. Great person too. Just talk about just the facilities at Arkansas. What do you think about them? I mean, what's some of the things that impressed you about Arkansas's facilities?
The weight room looked really nice, especially that you can see the inside facility from it. And so that was really nice to me, honestly, because the main thing when you're going to college, you got to hit them weights, and when you're going in, you hit the weights hard. And so my school ball coach tells me that a nice weight room determines the football team. So how that weight room looks, that determines how your football team is going to look too.
Talk about your relationship with Colton Yarborough and Adams, the two players that's committed to Arkansas that you're on the same 7-on-7 team with. Talk about those two kids.
Yes, I've grown really close to both of them this summer. They've really helped me throughout the process a lot. They really good friends, honestly. They good football players, better friends. It's been amazing being with them, seeing what it's like with some more D1 athletes, if that makes sense. So being around them, working hard with them, it's been amazing. We all support each other. But me and Colton, we aren't on speaking terms right now because we play each other week 1 of football. So
I'm gonna do my best to see that.
Wait.
I want to see that game if I could possibly do it. Both those kids are. I know they're rated high in the state, but it seems like to me they're both underrated because, I mean, Colton's just a big. And I saw Austin for the first time. I went for the first time when he was visiting, and he's huge, man. There's no way he's 6'1", 200. He's like 215, 220.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty slow. When I seen, I was like, "You play safety?" But yeah, he can move like a safety. He's just really built.
Let's give Sean Cooper a plug. Talk about what he does for all you guys down in that area. And he's the one that organizes everything on that 7-on-7 and training and athletic training. Talk about what Sean's meant to you and the other guys.
He's not only a trainer, but he's a guy. He's guidance also. Like he is the closest thing to me, honestly. That's college. Like everything he does, starting behind the line. Once I got to Arkansas at that camp, we had to start behind the line. It's just the small stuff that he does. He sends us motivational stuff almost every day. He's helping us with everything. He trains us. He's over that football team also. He's just over a bunch of stuff that people don't understand. Like it's real deal.
I've met him before, but I mean, I got to hang out with him when I went down for Colton's press conference. He's a very impressive person. And I know he does a lot for you guys and everything. If you had to name though one thing in football that you feel more your strength than anything, regardless of position, your strength in football, what would you say your best? I mean, what's your one strength or two?
I would say how agile I am. I can move around really well. I can fit into some spots that not a lot of people can fit into, and I'm a playmaker. I can extend a play if that's what I need to do. And so a bunch of people, our announcer, he came up with the thing. How does he do that? Talking about my last name, Greydon Howell. And so it just that tells you what I do. Like I'm making some stuff happen out there. I will play make.
When you were up here at the camp, who in your family was with you that way? I think your mother was. Is that right?
Yes, sir. My mother, my aunt, and my little cousins, they were out there with me.
What did your mother think about the University of Arkansas?
She loved it. She seen how nice it was. That weight room was nice. She just seen how the SEC atmosphere is out there.
Yeah. How did your sophomore season go over at Broken Bow? Obviously, it went pretty well.
Yes, sir. We didn't go as far as we should, but we went pretty far. We missed playoffs by one game. That's just because we got way too relaxed. And this year we'll go way farther this year, and it's gonna be something to watch. We sophomore year, it's been amazing. It's been a blessing, honestly, and I just give thanks to God for that because it's just been stuff I can't I can't explain. It's just been happening, and it's everything I've prayed for.
Man, I appreciate you so much for being on here. I'll turn it back to Jacob. I know he's got some more questions, and just so much appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
You bet.
great. And I'll hop in with a few more here. You mentioned, obviously, I wanted to ask you about that matchup with Colton coming up in week one. That was a high scoring game a year ago. Just how excited
Mm-hmm.
are you for that opportunity? It was 42-34, right? Or something in that range. How
Uh-huh.
excited are you for that rematch this year?
I'm even more excited because I work out with some more kids from Durant, and so there's been some little trash talk going back and forth when we work out together, and so I'm really just happy and excited to be out there with not only the opponents, but I know that they wish me the best also, and so them are friends and brothers that I made for a lifetime.
Otis and I have talked with Colton on this show. From a quarterback's perspective, I'm curious, how talented of a player is Colton? What is he able to do on the defensive side of the ball? And I know you're focused on taking him down to week one, but what does he bring to the football field from that defensive position?
He's a nightmare. People don't see it honestly, but he gets held a bunch. And
Yeah.
so when people say they're like, he didn't really do much, they're like, no, when you watch the film, there's not much more he can do when you're holding him a bunch. And usually when I rolled out to throw the ball, I could hear him running behind me, just huffing and puffing. And so I knew he was behind me. I had to get the ball out quick. And so yeah, he's a problem. He's gonna be a problem at next level too.
Yeah, that was kind of the first thing I thought of when you talked about your elusive ability. I was like, man, you better get ready to use that week one. He's going to be coming. But
Uh-huh.
as you head into this season, what are for you individually as a quarterback? What are you looking to improve on? Where are the areas you're looking to grow the most?
I would say just the way I see the game. I want to watch so much film that the game slowed down for me, and so I'm really gonna log down with the film, log down with taking care of my body. So I want to get better at taking care of my body because you only get one of them, and so I'm really focused just on them two, really slowing the game down and how well I am for my body.
You talked there, slowing the game down, reading the field better. Something that stood out when you talked with Otis when you came up to Arkansas was how you talked about staying under control and how you felt that was a strength for you. And, how a lot of guys want to make the hero play, right? And sometimes it's just taking the check down.
Yeah,
Have you always been that way in terms of just, hey, I'm going to take what's in front of me? Or is that something you kind of had to learn to do?
I've had to learn to do it. I would be lying if I said I didn't want the. There was a time where I didn't want the home run ball every time because you always that's what a quarterback wants. You want to see
Yeah.
the play where he throws that 40-yard bomb and the DB gets toasted. But I've just learned that you gotta make it to the next play, and so taking that check down. Once you hit them enough, that deep ball will open up, and you'll get your chance for that home run ball.
How crazy has this summer been for you just from a recruiting standpoint of, obviously it was mid-June or whatever when you could start getting contacted. How crazy has that been just in terms of kind of juggling all that while you're, still playing in the summer?
It's been really crazy, but also it hasn't been too crazy if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of phone calls, a bunch of text messages, but I feel like I've handled it pretty well, just staying calm, humble throughout the whole experience. And so really praying on that has been making it easy also. And so that's what's been the main factor. So it hasn't been too stressful, not just yet, but I feel like next summer, so it's really gonna hit.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked about the facilities at Arkansas. Did you get to see much of the campus or was it just kind of facilities specific?
I didn't get to see much just because it was pouring down raining
Yeah.
out there, so we just stayed in the
Of
indoors
course.
mostly.
I
Yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha. Otis, you got anything else before we go?
Yeah, I remember that day. It was raining here. I just said, I hope it's not in Omaha because the Hogs were playing in Omaha that night. So I remember that was the day
uh-huh.
that the first time they played LSU and was the first game of the College World Series that night, and but the Arkansas played in. So I remember very well. It was raining that day. Yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
just how tall are you and how much you weigh?
5'11", 175.
Okay, just would you say Arkansas's in the hunt for you? I mean, I'm not going to ask you to name a favorite. You're a sophomore, but or going to junior year. But I mean, is Arkansas definitely in the hunt? Probably among your favorites.
Uh, yes, sir. They're definitely in the hunt. Just because how close they are from
Yeah,
where I'm from. So it's really, I've been growing up. I've walked down the street and I tell some people, they ask about everything. They're like, "Woo pig," and I'm like, okay. So I know that the love is there, and so I love how the fan base is. So yes, it's definitely in the hunt.
All right, that's all the time we have on this week's Arkansas Football Recruiting Report. Special thanks to 2027 athlete Graden Howell for joining
Oh
the
yeah.
show. Otis and I will be back next week. More Picture Show coming up on the other side of the break.